You're killing me, Smalls.
We making movies, no accident. I'm fucking Instagram action shit. UPS shipping and packaging. I'm smoking weed out them packages. If I ain't got a gun, I'm stabbing it. I got some leftover lean in the cabinet. I can hit your little hoe when she average. Poke on that pussy just like it's a tablet. We making movies, no accident. I'm fucking Instagram action shit. UPS doing the packaging. I'm smoking good ass weed out them packages. I can't lie, 'cause I ain't capping.
Welcome back to the DNA podcast. It's your boy D.
It's your boy Antonio. Let's get to it.
This week we're going to have pretty much of a random topic. You know, we like to discuss worldly things and just random stuff sometimes. This has no relationship to society. This has nothing to do with current news. It was just something we thought we could talk about for an hour. And that's, would you rather be feared or loved? I think I originally heard this from a TikTok from The Office. I don't watch The Office, so specifically had to be from a TikTok. But the 40-year-old virgin guy, I think his name's Steve Carell. He discussed it. I don't know if he was spoofing or parroting, but he said he'd rather be feared than loved, because love, they will turn on you. If you're feared, I forgot what else he said, but that's facts. If they love you, they will turn on you. But fear, you can keep them in check, at least for an extended period of time.
I don't disagree with the sentiment that you just said, but I feel like when you roll with fear, it breeds resentment. So it's one of those things where if you lean too far into one side, you're bound to fail, in my opinion. It's like, like with your kids, if you lean too far into being a disciplinarian, your kids grow to resent you, and eventually will, break rules just to piss you off, or stop talking to you or whatever.
But can that be the same with love? Like, we talk about it a lot. We've seen a bunch of rebellious white kids. I guess black kids do this too, but we say they acting white. And that parents do everything they can, to give them this, do that, but they still act out.
Yeah, but that's what I'm saying. You can't lean into one side more than the other. You have to, like most things in life, you have to live life balanced. You can't rely solely on one tool, because then you're using a hammer to drive in a screw. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
You need a little bit more finesse. Or you're trying to screw in a nail. That don't work.
I think with a topic like this, I think you're destined to fail regardless. Like, most people think the fall of empires is pride, which is true. But without that pride, the empires wouldn't have built to this structure. Like, the empire is going to fall regardless.
Well, I think it's the different kinds of pride, because you can be prideful in the fact that, like, hey, I'm good enough to build an empire, but being so prideful that you think, hey, I don't think I'm beyond the pale. I am beyond doing anything wrong. Everything I do is great. This and that. That's when you start feeding into your own ego as an empire, as a person, or whatever.
Yeah.
And then you're bound to fail.
I think both go hand in hand. I think anybody in life that ever accomplished something is conceited deep down. Now, whether you're outwardly conceited or keep it reserved, that's one thing. But I believe LeBron James deep down think he could run these niggas in the NFL because he's done in the NBA. I believe when you succeed, that makes you think that you can do anything, which I think is a good read. Like, I'm not saying that it's not a bad reason to think that, but athletes are a prime example. Most athletes think they're above the rules. Most athletes think if an injury happens to me, fuck it. I can bounce back from it, even though nobody hasn't. Most athletes believe that they're just greater than normal man. because they've been told that they've done stuff that average people can't do. And just, yeah, it's easy to go for athletes, but successful people in general, I feel like you can't be successful without being conceited. I don't believe that you can just be 100% humble and do what it takes to achieve a high level of success.
This is something that I've been talking to somebody about, and for them, they try to humble themselves to like a point where it's like self-deprecating.
Crippling.
Yeah, and it's like if you just, you know, there's a difference between confidence, cockiness, confidence and cockiness. You know what I'm saying? And like, yes, it's a fine line, and you can, you know, go to the other side or whatever, but you have to believe in your abilities in order for you to even succeed.
You got to believe to a point that's
Even if you have to lie to
crazy.
yourself.
Yeah, but that's kind of cockiness, because if 100 people are telling you you can't do it, but you believe you can and you break through. You know, it's a good story to say I had faith in myself. Good job, fuck the haters, this and that. But you were in denial. Every successful person is Kanye West deep down. Jay-Z believed that he's untouchable in rap. LeBron James believes he's untouchable when it comes to damn basketball. Politicians think you can't touch them in this politician game. It's not a matter of, oh, well, they're not all. No, they do. Like the best examples, like quarterbacks in football. Niggas who have not played football will have you believe that quarterbacks, oh yeah, they're humble, they're team guys, they don't think about themselves. Bullshit. All them niggas are selfish. All them niggas really want theirs first. But I'm not saying that they don't want to win. Tom Brady is selfish. Tom Brady cares about Tom Brady. Tom Brady would not care if the team was winning, if he was not the part of the winning. If somebody young came up and was playing quarterback and they're winning, Tom Brady would not be happy. I don't fucking care what he says. If they win the Super Bowl and he's on the bench, he's not happy. Because it's not him. That's fact. I'm not bullshitting around. I don't care what, oh, yeah, we played a good, I don't give a fuck about that. All quarterbacks are the most selfish niggas on the planet. Tom Brady is Odell Beckham. Tom Brady's thrown tablets, he's broken this, he's done that. But Odell Beckham, he's wild. He has no passion. He doesn't do this. Tom has done the same. And that's literally a good example of, oh, so Tom, it's not going too far over the edge destroying tablets, but they are hitting a kicking net. That's too far.
And the kicking net hit him back.
And so you might be thinking, what does all that mean? I mean that I believe everybody that succeeds is, what word did I use? Conceited. There's clips of Michael Jackson listening to people sing, clowning him. Like, oh, was it your best? Or are they trying? Or you think this is good? What is that? That's conceited. That's him knowing that he could sing circles around their ass. Like, when there's stories of Michael Jackson making people work later because he don't like the sound, but people think they're done. Because they're not conceited. Most people think, oh yeah, we gave it our all. We're all suck. And so do it again. Like, what is that? So I don't believe that I don't think there's ever running through the middle. I think the same thing, like, I think this for people too. The same reason you like somebody is the same reason why they'll get on your fucking nerves. Like, and that's just the truth. So I feel like, yeah, just in general, there's no going through the line. Whatever you do that makes you great will be the same reason why you fall. So back to my empires crumble under pride. It took the pride to build the empire. Now, when they got to the top and built it, I'm untouchable, nigga. I built this. I built this from smaller, so who's gonna fuck with me? Who's gonna do this to me? Then it falls.
You know, but I don't disagree with what you're saying. I don't think you're wrong per se. Being humble in the fact that you know that you could be better than what you're already at and improving yourself is where people go wrong. You know, that makes sense. Like, yes, you might be a world class athlete. You might be the best pianist on the planet, but knowing that, hey, I missed this bar here, or I missed 2 free throws, I didn't get 100%, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? Always working on your game and not being conceited in your abilities is what leads to your downfall, or your own personal downfalls. You know what I'm saying? Self-caused downfalls. But I think that also applies to nations and countries and everything else. Because I think that's where we are as a country now, is that for so long we lived in this American exceptionalism dream where we're the best, we're the shining city on the hill. Everybody wants to be like us. We have the best, this and that. When you really look at the numbers, Scandinavia is kicking our ass. You know what I'm saying? The Nordic countries are kicking our ass.
We're not the worst countries. We're not the best.
Yeah, we're consistently like 34th in like a lot of metrics. I think we're like 56th in like health outcomes, and we're the richest country in the world. I think that's that's the lying to ourselves for too long and not trying to improve the well-being of our country, and just saying, "Oh, we're just so great." And that turns to the pride in yourself, leading to your downfall, leading down the downfall of the empire.
It doesn't matter. Nobody want to fuck with us. Everybody want to come here. We got our military, so if they do this, we're gonna go running on. We got the best military in the world. That's all I hear. God, somebody's gonna knock us off, and I pray that I'm dead for it. It's gonna be a sad day in America.
Well, and I don't think we would lose any wars due to like in combat. I think we would lose wars economically, if that makes sense, because we've backed ourselves into a corner of like everything is produced not here. So if we actually entered into a world war, or like all our allies turned on us, how fucked would we be?
I think that's just the downfall of anything. So, to go back to our original question, I'd rather be feared than loved if I had to choose. Just for the fact of, in every instance that we listed, I believe they're going to turn on you regardless. I believe the end result's going to be the same. Which one would you love the most before it happened? Would you love having love and then being surprised, being hurt when they turn on you? Or would you rather rule in fear, knowing that they might turn on you and it's inevitable, and when it happens, it's like, oh, you finally did it. You finally did it, you bastards.
I rather know that they're going to turn on me, and also carry the carrot and the stick. You know what I'm saying? I'd rather give love and be nice when I can, but also be able to discipline and hold people to account when I have to.
I think most people would want that, and I think that's what love is. Like, love isn't always letting you do whatever you want, get away with whatever, because it'll upset you. Love is doing what's fair and what you believe is right for, the greater outcome. But just like pride makes things crumble, envy does the same. The opposite of pride is envy. And so when you love something too much, or like when you try to be fair, when you try to do this, somebody will always be envious. You could rule over two nations. You could treat both nations the same. Like, if you make X amount, you give us 20% of this, of everything you make. And that's the same for both. Oh, yeah, that's fair. One nation makes substantially more than the other, but they pay more because it's still 20%. And the other nation pays 20, but it's like, why do we pay you more? You paid 20% like we agreed on. The other nation that paid more feels slighted, feel like you've taken advantage, feel like that you're showing favoritism to the other, but that's not true. Like we all agreed to 20% of y'all's total income. Y'all just made significantly more than them. But stuff like this is a made up example I use, but stuff like that happens with kids. I don't believe that parents actually pick out one. They're like, oh, this is the one, but you can't treat kids all the same because they're not doing the same thing 24/7. You got to be fair, but you can't just, oh, you did this to me, so why didn't you do it to them? Because they did it differently.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and like but kids are a perfect example. Some kids you need beatings. Some kids don't respond to beatings at all.
You didn't beat him because they didn't talk back to me 4 fucking times.
But even if they do talk, like, they can both do the same action, right? But me beating one might correct one in that I'm not gonna do that shit again. The other one, they have a high pain tolerance. That don't mean shit to them. So you have to discipline them in different ways. That might mean, taking away their TV and their video games or whatever, and that might put them in line. Or not letting them go outside. That might get them in check. Or embarrassing them at school. That might get them in check.
But they'll look at it as just two different things, and like it's easy to use kids, but adults do the same. Like, oh, well, you punished me harsher than them. I punished y'all equally. I did to both of y'all what would hurt y'all. It was just so happened 2 different things. But that's what happens with love. People tend to take advantage. And when you love, people see you as weak. And people see you as somebody to to press on, basically. That's why there's a lot of domestic abuses. And not just in men cases, but women cases. Bro, you already a soft nigga. I know you, like, we live together. You profess your loves. I know you soft. So, like, that's why don't you think too many people fight random people, go to bars and do this? And there are bar fights, but I don't know the metrics, but I'm pretty sure there are less bar fights than domestic cases.
I think there's some other variables in there, but yeah.
True, but in both situations, alcohol could play a part. External life things could play a part. But you feel better, banging out on a person that you know that is soft. Somebody random. I don't do that. I feel good banging off on anybody. So,
Shut the fuck up.
So, but no, that's the God honest truth. Like, you pick on people that you believe to be soft, and I think getting turned on when you love somebody is a worse feeling than treating somebody like shit, being an ass, knowing that you're a complete and utter ass, and they turn on you because all the while you probably...
Yeah, but don't you think... I don't know. For me, I'd rather live my life knowing that I did everything that I could to be the better person. And to be the person that I wanted to be. I've been the asshole. I've been the tough guy. I've been that. And it didn't make me sleep well at night. It didn't make me sleep any worse, but it didn't make me feel good. You know what I'm saying? Like, it didn't make me feel like, oh yeah, I might have changed this person's life for the better.
Being feared is too harsh of a term, because being feared, you're going out your way to be an ass. But I 100% don't mind being hated, because people will hate you for just living your life. Like, you cannot do stuff to people.
See, that's different.
Those are two separate things. I'm going with fear because I don't mind being hated, because everywhere I go, I'm hated. And I mean, it's kind of feared. Niggas won't say that shit to my face, but they'll say X, Y, and Z. But like, the last job I was at, they hated me, and they talked a whole lot of shit behind my back, and they didn't do anything. I just did my job. Like, and people hear this, so why did they hate you? Didn't do more. They come in early, didn't stay late, didn't help with shit. Did my job. I would cut them off before they asked, hey, can you? Nope. You don't even know what I was going to ask. What you going to ask? Can you help out with this? Nope. I knew it was some shit. And they grew to resent me. People grow to resent me because I am firm in my stance. When once I hamper down on something, I mean, I could buckle, but you better work your hardest to make me see why I should. And so I feel like being hated is different than being feared.
Mm-hmm.
But in my experience of being hated for everything I do, hey, it's more of the same old. And I prefer, and this is that is from the bottom of my heart, I preferred being resented, hated, or feared than loved, because when you're loved, there comes expectations. And sometimes there are expectations that's unfair of you. Like, you're expected to come through each time. You're expected to look out each time. You're expected to always be there, even when it's inconvenient for you. That's not all the time, but in any of these situations, when you say no, or you can't, or you're busy, sometimes that changes the tide, and people start acting funny. Everybody's experienced it. It's an ongoing thing. It's not just a one or two person thing. Plenty of people do it. But when you're hated, people don't ask shit of you because we already know where we stand. So you're not going to ask shit from me. You're not going to ask me to look out. You're not going to ask me for help. And it just makes it easier, because when you're loved, you find yourself in situations of, why am I even doing this? Like, I shouldn't be here, and this or that. So for me, and I just leaving it in a work environment, some people at work believe that since they have kids, you're obligated to look out whenever something happened to the kids. My kid got suspended from school again. Damn, this is the third time in like 10 days. Yeah, I need to leave early. Do you think you can pick up my shift? Fuck no, they ain't my kid. Like, but if you say anything but yes, you're the bad guy.
Yeah.
If you say anything, but you know that's her kid, and it ain't my kid. Why is my life changing for a kid that's not mine? My kid's sick. I can't make it. We need you to come in. We need me to come in. Hell. But like, and most people will hear this and like, bro, why can't you come in? Because I'm giving my day off. And so I should expect every day that I'm off, if something's wrong with Sherry's kid, yep, I gotta come in. You know, her kid's sick again. Like, and it's stuff like that. That's, I don't get asked. I wasn't asked anymore because they hated me. They knew not to ask me for shit. They knew if they're sinking, shit, we better patch up the boat, because he ain't coming to save us. Like, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed it more than when I was Captain Come Save a Hoe and had to stop what I'm doing to do this, cancel plans because they really needed me. And did this. I enjoyed being hated a lot more than being loved.
I feel like that's a problem with our society, because we're supposed to have this rugged individualism as Americans, right? You're supposed to be like, you pull yourself up by your bootstraps, you do this, you do that. But corporate culture is all about do whatever is best for the team. But the team itself doesn't give a fuck about you in the same aspects. Does that make sense? So like, it's this contradiction of ideals, and it causes these kind of issues, because I'm supposed to give my all for this fucking job, and do whatever is necessary for the success of the team. But when on my day off, the time that's allowed to me so graciously by this company to have time to myself, I'm supposed to come in.
And it's not like they're gonna give it back to you.
Yeah, I'm not gonna get an extra day.
It's not, oh, well, you scheduled to come in this day, you can miss. No. It's just you work through it. But let's take it a little further. It's like I'm late the next couple of days or whatever. Why are you late? Because I worked fucking 10 days straight. Yeah, but we still need you to come on time. Go to hell. That's all I could. Go to hell. Stop talking to me. I looked out by coming a whole, whatever. Didn't even get time to myself. But oh, I'm 30 minutes late, and now you want to be on, go to hell. And like, that's the truth. And I find my life a lot easier now. Knowing that people won't ask me for shit. And I don't mind doing shit for people, but ever since I implemented my rule of, you can ask me for anything, just know I will ask for a favor back in return. This is no. Oh yeah, it's never on me. I will get it back. And people's turned off by that. I don't know. I think it's kind of weird. I think it's weird to ask me for a favor and expect that I won't ask for nothing back. But then when I explicitly tell you, like, we'll ask for something in return, fuck you.
Okay. Yeah. The piggyback off what you're saying, like, I have no problem being hated. If you don't like me, even if I'm being, kind and gracious, if you don't like me, I don't give a fuck if you don't like me. I'm gonna still do me. I'm gonna do me to the best of my ability. And if that rubs you the wrong way, so be it. Is what it is for me. Yeah, I have no problem being hated. I think ruling with the iron fist and never having any understanding is a problem.
That is a problem. But even sometimes you can have understanding and just realize that's just not what the best outcome is right now.
And there's nothing wrong with that. Making judgment calls and saying like, hey, I don't think this is, I hear what you're saying, but I can't sign off on that. Or, that's illegal, we can't do that. Or whatever. That's okay. Somebody, I know we have homecoming coming up here now, and someone requesting off those days, and we were like, we literally can't do that. We need everybody on hand. We have 4 events in the same day, but we had to make that call.
Yeah, I think at the end of the day, I've mentioned this before. Do what's in the best interest of you, because everybody's going to do what's in the best interest of them. It's in the best interest of y'all not to sign off on letting him leave. Shit, it's in my best interest to leave. So somebody's going to have to lose. Somebody's going to have to give. And I think just the way work is, I was talking with somebody just yesterday. Work is going to have to change. Society now is not going to buckle under and let jobs continue to be how they are.
The power dynamic is changing in the American work system, which is not a bad thing at all. Because for too long we've had it where your boss is basically a fucking dictator.
You work 5 days. I'm lucky to get 2 off, and I expect for you to be here another 5 continuously. That, or if you miss one single day, hey, you might be in jeopardy of losing your job. Don't let it happen again. Don't let it happen again. Having I think in last year at my job, I think I accumulated 40 what is it called when you don't have to go to work but they're paid? PTO. And 40 hours is a lot, but it's crazy when you think I work 40 hours in 1 week. There's 52 weeks. I'll be generous. I worked 49 weeks. That's crazy that I get 40 to myself paid.
Yeah, you get 1 week. I work for a whole year, 5 days a week, and I get 1 week off. And some weeks I'm working 6 days a week.
And it's 52 weeks. So just mathematically state I work 51 weeks for 1 week off. That's crazy.
Insane. It's a crazy, the fact that yeah, but I feel like the reckoning that we're going through now in our business sector as Americans, this is from businesses ruling with fear. The fear of losing your job, the fear of not having money, the fear of, shit, if I lose this job, I won't be able to pay my rent, I won't be able to feed my kids. So I better come to this fucking job.
Yeah. And it just doesn't work in the end.
At some point, the people who are actually generating the money in this business will realize, if I don't fucking show up, if we all don't fucking show up, what are they gonna do?
It's the same way of like, no, we don't sign off on you on United. We don't sign off on you taking vacation time. That's I already had the plan. And I wasn't necessarily asking. I was telling. It's the same thing of he didn't come. He said he had to. You better go drag that motherfucker here then. You better show up to his crib and toss that nigga in the car.
And like that specific example, like I see both sides of the argument. Like my thing is like if I give you a month notice, like, hey, I want to take this time off, you should give me that fucking time off. You can figure out a plan for a month.
If I do everything right, and most people say like you're doing the wrong shit, you don't make it to have vacation time. So if I do everything right and get my vacation time, put in, in the right amount of time, this or that, and for you to tell me no, that's on you. Like think of the hoops that you have to go through to do that. I came on time, worked my 8 hours each day. Most people probably came in on their off days. I've went above and beyond. I've stayed later when I was asked, but I'm not giving the dates that I'm promised.
Yeah.
Oh, can't you? And I hate. Can't you reschedule? Sure, I'm gonna tell my other 20 fucking family members. Oh yeah, we can't go this week, even though everybody else got off. Can we go next week? Because my job won't allow me to go. Too much for me. I'm out of here. And that's just what I've noticed. I'm a great employee. It became worse through the years, but I've always done my part. Even managers that hate me will compliment how like you're great at the job. You do this but I've just felt slighted in the past for plenty of things. Haven't gotten awards that I deserved. At one point I haven't missed a day of work for like 3 years straight. I haven't went on vacation, but when I did, it became a problem. Arrived late a couple days, even though I never came late before. Throughout the year, became a problem. God, that's what really gets me. Like, come down hard on me the 3 days out the year that I fuck up. Like, just stuff like that has just spited me so much. And, bro, why am I trying so hard? If I literally died tomorrow, I would wish God to cast down hell on that job. So why the hell am I trying so hard for this shit? And I think my apathy really goes when it's time, when, raise time comes. Every job should do damn quarterly and yearly reviews. I feel like on average you should get a quarterly raise. If not,
it should it should at least, I won't say a quarterly raise, just because sometimes businesses don't be making enough money to give out raises, which is fair, especially a small business.
Reviews at least.
Yeah, but I should be reviewed and be like, hey, I'm gonna take this into a note, so when the next time I can give out raises, this is you're gonna get your raise. But yeah, continue what you're saying.
I've been dealing with a bunch of the business side recently. Everywhere that I go, reservationist, I was booking events. Right now, I'm booking events and I'm overseeing everything as well. Seeing the prices, seeing the total income on stuff of multiple events, we're making $20,000 off each event. We're having 4 events a week, but you can't afford to pay me $1 raise.
Oh yeah,
it's pretty off. It's pretty off-putting to have to ask for $1. But the way I'm putting in this $1, like it should be $2 the way I'm putting in this work. But for you to say we don't have money, and I know that whole 20K don't go towards, I know that stuff is broken down, this and that, but it's like some managers make commission. Some managers at the job I was at got paid commission on each event. So we had this one manager when we figured this out. She would book events sometimes back to back to back that was kind of outrageous. But the bitch is making more money off of them. That's why she's doing it. She don't care that we just worked 10 hours one day, got off at 11, but had to be back at 6. She's making money off this shit. We're not. But then for them to come in, and once again, one of the reasons I'm hated, aren't you glad? We made a lot of money. We didn't make shit. Don't say me that shit. I don't give a fuck. Whether this event made $0, whether it made $1 million,
I get the same paycheck.
my damn paycheck is the same. And this goes back to another gripe that I had. When they're not making money, they'll cut you or cut your hours. But when we making money, this is what you signed off for. You're making your hourly rate. Like, seeing stuff like that really turns you off. Like, once again, y'all can go to hell. And so, I think I just became more and more disengaged the more that I see it, but the more excuses that I hear during COVID. Yeah, we can't afford to do this for y'all into something. But when we there, they try to work us like damn Mighty Mouse. If y'all don't have the money, maybe you should get rid of the managers making 50K, 50 plus K, doing nothing. My salary don't amount to 50K. Shit, I amount to probably 25. You can get rid of them and then keep 2 of us instead of keeping them and trying to make one of us work like hell. Like, it's not my concern that nobody's here. My only concern is I'm not getting hours. I'm going to work at this pace. If that shit's done, it's done. If it's not, come back tomorrow. You can do it. Like, I don't. If money is so much of an issue, to me, you get rid of the people at the top. Who the hell cuts the people at the bottom? When your phone storage fills up, do you get rid of all the small files? Like,
and like when your phone storage fills up, you don't get rid of the fucking iOS update, nigga. That's what keeps the business running, keep the phone running. You get rid of the shit that you don't need. The Bible app. I got a Bible in the closet. It's okay. I pull that motherfucker out.
Yeah, you delete all the messages from 6 years ago. Damn. It's 10 gigs for messages. Do I need that shit? Like,
you delete the 5 games you haven't played in 5 years.
You delete the big stuff. Like, it never makes sense to me that, so the hourlies get cut, but the people who are really making a dent in the money, if there even is a dent in the money, are still there. Like, I don't know. It's perplexing to me, and I think everybody's seeing through it. I think everybody is, like, everybody in our generation is kind of the same. It's like, nah, this working shit dead, B. Like, working itself isn't dead, but working these ridiculous hours for so little respect just ain't. I talk a lot of shit about being a chef, but truth of the matter is most people get treated like chefs. It's rare that most people get treated, you're expected to work long hours. Maybe it's not as physically demanding, but sometimes it's more mentally demanding. You're expected to go through with it, and other people get thanks. I was just talking to somebody. It's funny to me that, like, the servers get the most respects, but they literally do the least. Not saying they do nothing, but they don't cook the food, they don't load the truck, they don't prep the food, they don't do this, they don't plate the food, they don't wash the plates, and they get the order and bring it up. Bartenders are the face of the party. They don't set the bars, they don't
well, I think bartenders do. You worked at a stadium bartenders and like an actual bar bartenders, 2 different things.
No, I was about to say, bartenders ain't shit. They don't start the shit. They don't do the shit. But they damn sure love raking it in and being the face of the party. Nigga, the real niggas holding this damn building together is in the back.
Yeah.
You out here getting tipped and shit. Oh, this was a great meal. Isn't it my tip? Isn't that the chef's tip? Like, what you mean is a great meal, you got tipped more? And there's literally a question of, if your meal is bad, do you tip less? So if it's good, I tip more, even though the bastard ain't prep it. So to the flip, because people are like, if it's not the server's job to make the food, so you shouldn't tip them any less. Oh, someone's fantastic, I shouldn't tip them more. Like, if that's the same argument.
But that ultimately that comes down to tips being an outdated form of societal pressure.
You consider tips like love too.
So like we said, like being a server is not an easy job. Like you're on your feet all day. You know, you're carrying 20, 30 pounds of food to a table without dropping it. You got to remember orders. You got to remember where people sit at, all the other fun stuff. Like, there's a lot to being a server.
Dealing with the general public.
Yeah. Dealing with people and their fucking attitudes. That's why I left the front of the house. I was actually pretty good at it, but that shit was fucking annoying. So I just stopped doing it. But the only reason that America has a tip system is not because the system itself cannot sustain itself. It's because business owners want to make as much money as possible.
Mm-hmm.
So you're subsidizing someone's wages because the business can't afford to be open. Like there's some places in New York and in California where they've abolished tips, and if you do leave a tip, it's split between everybody in the house. So the servers make an actual wage. They make real money. The cooks make real money. Everybody gets, not the same pay, but
real close to it.
A living wage. You're not making $2.75.
Mm-hmm.
So when you actually do get a tip, it's on your paycheck as tips. I think that's fair.
I think the tip thing, I was joking, but I think the tip thing comes from...
It comes from slavery.
It does, but it comes from like another sense of love. Like, okay, so hear me out. You're not gonna make $15, but boom, get this. You make that $7, and then you get that tip money. You could be leaving out here with $200 or $300 a night. That's way better than getting it. You should do it. Nah. No, let me just get my flat rate. Like it's like trying to play to that emotion of, you're right. Damn, I could take it. I could do this. And nah. And I guess it's what is off-putting about me working for somebody. Nah, your words of like your trick words and your words are trying to get me to do X, even though it's bullshit meter too high. Nah, bro, just give me the like I remember I told one job this, and I think this is the reason why I didn't get the job. We start off at $10 an hour, but you can make tips. How about I do $15 an hour? You can keep those tips. And they were just so in shock. For me, the funny thing was, if the tips are so good, you're kind of getting over on me. If the tips are that good. Like, why are you disgusted that I want you to keep the tips and I want an hourly rate? Huh? It's kind of like the tips are shit. Except for 2 days. 2 days I could leave with $200. But the rest of the days I'm walking out 8 hours, $50. No. Mathematically it would be 80, but no. Kiss my ass. like, you can't do that fast talking to me. Now, they tried to hide their intentions with that, but they rule out of fear. When fear doesn't, they rule out of fake fear. There's different levels of fear too. Like there's fake fear of, I say this all the time. Shit, I said it to managers at the ballpark. You giving a bullshit role does not. You can't tell me what to do just because you've been given a bullshit ass role by a company. That's fake power. Real power is doing whatever the hell you want, and nobody can stop you. That's what true power is. You go move this table, you go move that table. If you can't really do nothing to me besides go tell somebody, did you really have power? But most people don't want to lose their jobs. So, you go do that. You ain't got no real power. So that's fake power. Real fear is having the means to do something and make you do it. Bullying is real fear. Doing this or getting your ass kicked. Shit, that's a hell of a choice for me. I'm gonna go do it. I want that ass whooped. A country saying y'all can surrender now, we'll bomb you. I want to see you bomb us first. Because then they do it. Oh no, you want bullshit.
Alright, dog.
So there's fake fear and there's real fear. When you use real fear, I think fear is more sustainable. I think fear, hatred, whatever is more sustainable because one, you could trick the masses longer into, just being afraid of something they really don't have no real thing. Like, I think kings is kind of weird. Hell, at one point in England, they were knocking off their damn kings and queens like niggas didn't want to even be king or queen because it was getting knocked off like every other week. Like, I think it's kind of weird that, you gonna let this nigga run us into the ground? There's like 20,000 of us. He's like one of him. We can just kill the bastard.
But I think that is the inevitable state of ruling with fear. That's your inevitable ending.
Yeah.
Like if you could fear, and it's like, oh, we're just a big family. You know what I'm saying?
I hate that more.
And that's why the system that we're in has persisted for so long, because they pulled the wool over our eyes.
Mhm.
That makes sense.
And they're trying to live like, I hate that more. Well, I respect that a lot less than the guy who's just, hey, I ain't got no bullshit for you. You can do it or not come back. I respect that more because the way our society is, this is the truth of the matter. Our society try to rule in fear, but hide in sheep's clothing. And then when people speak out or somebody goes to the other side, they try to get the people who they already got brainwashed and hypnotized to flip on the guy, because if they can get enough people to flip, he's just a crazy person or he's just a lazy guy. He doesn't really want to work, this or that. And so I hate it. Like, not only do I hate it, I respect it a lot less because they're not even making their intentions really clear. Even when they talk about me at my old job still, they rewrite the history of how things actually went down. The way they play history is, I just showed up one day and decided not to pretty much be a loyal soldier. Because one day out the random, ain't nothing happened to me. He just came in and that nigga was bugging. And from there, we just tolerated him on the way down. That's how they're rewriting history on me. Not, oh, they took advantage of me took advantage of me then, did this. I voiced my concern before, they ignored it. None of that thumbs up. But I'm just a crazy nigga that just did whatever. And I respect that so much less. While we're on the topic, my old GM saw our producer Frank, our editor Frank, leaving the barbershop Friday. I think she was leaving work early. I think he said like this was 3:00. She stopped him. They talked for like 10 to 20 minutes. He said this and that. And then he was just like, can you give me a ride to work? And she said no so quickly, and it was such bullshit. And he was like, I thought about what she said to you when it was like, if you don't have a way to work, ask the neighbors. And shit, what the hell do I look like asking the neighbors when my own boss won't give me a ride to work? Like,
that's fucking wild. Like, how would you, like, for me, it's like, I just couldn't be that fucking person.
Nah.
If we just had a 10-minute conversation and you asked me for a ride to work, and I'm not even that far from fucking work.
Yeah, bro, they were walking distance.
I'm assuming they were at No Grease.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah, so if you're not that fucking far from work, and was she going to work too, or was she leaving work?
So she was leaving work,
but
you still stopped to talk to
for
people.
10 minutes?
10 to 20. So let's err on the side of 15. Let's cut it halfway. But this is the bullshit that she did. It's like, for me, when you talk to somebody for 10 or 15 minutes, when you're done talking, you normally say, all right, cool, we out, or, oh, nice talking to you. So his name on his Cash App is Frank Mueller. But so, like, we cash up our barbers. He was outside when this happened. The barber came out, hey, something, is your Cash App Frank? Like, what's your Cash App name? And he said it's Frank Otu, but he was like, here's the trick. Bro, she hopped back in the car and drove off and didn't even say nothing. Oh, she's bitch bait. I knew she was a bitch, but it's like, so you just told me no and you skedaddled out of here quick. It has nothing to do with this topic. I just want y'all to know how much I hate this woman. And if God gave me a chance of being able to spit on her with no consequences, God, I would. With no second chances. Like that's the shit that I was dealing with at work. That's the reason why I left. And she had the nerve to tell, oh, you're selfish, you're not doing your part for the team. Hell, it was up to me. I would ask damn neighbor to give me a ride to work. This nigga done asked you a ride to work, and we less than damn 10 minutes walking, basically. All you had to do was, I think it was about a 3-minute car ride.
And even if you had something to do so bad, you still talk to that nigga for 10 minutes. So what's the fucking difference?
And you feel me? If you were so busy, you would just, and would have just blew the horn and kept going. So you couldn't have been that busy because you were talking to me. I think that woman with so much passion. With so much undying passion.
I hate that bitch now too. I don't even know the girl, but that's fucking wild.
Bro, you feel like it's just small stuff, but she's asked countless shit from me. She's asked countless shit from Frank. Like, she's asked him to help with catering a few times. He did. Extra money is good money, but he's like, yeah, bro, that kind of blew me. It kind of makes me not want to help her again. Yes. This is the stuff they don't tell. This is the stuff that they cover up. That make it seem like the next time they ask you, can you help, and you say no. You don't know what his problem is. Maybe because the one time I asked you for something, you dipped out on me and didn't even say bye. You literally took the back way out and left. But
this is why you should have, not only should you have reviews of like your employees should be able to review you.
I forget which job it is. I don't know if it's where I'm at now on the last one. Them bastards give themselves reviews.
Yo, company reviews use your own personal review.
Like,
you do your own personal review.
Like,
it's insane.
What type of bullshit? You gotta be a newfound stupid to critique yourself. Hell, if you critique yourself, you might deserve a raise.
Even if you critique yourself, you're always gonna look at yourself better than what you actually are. I know all my flaws and everything the way I mess up, and I would still, not critique myself. Not to the extent that I need to be.
I think I would critique myself. Like, I would do it so jokingly that it would be bullshit. But it's like something, review yourself. Do have a habit of coming in later. I don't really care about this place. Sometimes I'll be zoning off. Work still get done, but sometimes I'll be bullshitting. I fucked up there. But I fixed that. You remember that day when I fucked up? Yeah, I fixed that thing real fast. You ain't noticed, but I'm on top of it. Like, I would put such bullshit but that's real.
But even there, I feel like it's human nature to the lighten the blow, because you see yourself as the hero in your story, no matter what. You can be the fucking villain and see yourself as the hero. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, it's like, that's weird as shit. You out here giving self critiques.
I think if that was part of if that was only a part of the process, sure, because self reflection is important, and it's kind of forced self reflection, but self reflection is important. So I could see how that could be an issue, like how it could be useful.
I need it, but for the fact that we don't critique them,
yeah,
what are you going off of then? It's good to have the way that they see things and compare it to the way the others they see things. But if you only got one side, then what's the point? You got the one bad side. Like, it's one thing to have the side of the others critiquing. Mm-hmm. Maybe you got to, sift through some personal animosity. But I got the side of the person that won't have no animosity. Like, I'm really beloved by everybody. I think of us as a family, this and that. But if you get like 20 out of the 25 employees heated here, and she's the worst, this bitch might be a little bad. And she openly lied. Family, my ass.
It's the most dysfunctional family. Yeah, but that's that. That's like you said. There's fake love. That's like you said. There's fake fear. There's fake love. You know what I'm saying? There's that oh, we're a family. Bullshit. Oh, I'm going to give you guys a pizza party. So like, I've been preaching the rule by love and fear, but rule by love side more than you. And I ordered desserts for my team, I don't know, 2-3 weeks ago. And they had to like, whenever our job does something for the employees, it's always something like cheap and cheesy. It's never anything like genuine or like actually fun. I ordered like $200 worth of desserts, and that came out of my pocket. And I did that for them because they came through for me when they could have just went home. They stayed willingly for me.
Jesus, what type of desserts were we talking about, Little Debbie?
I mean, I have a lot. No, it was stuff from DeMarion.
You had ass. I knew you were going to say that.
But I paid. Like it wasn't. No. Yeah, it wasn't free.
I was about to say. I thought you were saying in just it was $200. It was somebody's $200.
It was mine. It physically came out of my pocket, unprovoked. They didn't. Well, they didn't ask me for stuff, but like that was like over the summertime. I was like, oh yeah, I bring y'all in something.
This is high quality desserts too.
Yeah,
I thought you meant that frozen crap that they get.
It's real. Like I got $200 worth of desserts that I bought with my own money because they looked out for me. So why would I look out for them? And $200 worth of desserts. $200 ain't much to me. I make a lot of money there. I make more money than them. Make a lot more money than them. So who am I to not, especially when you come through for me and you have all these other responsibilities. Most of them have kids. Most of them have this and that. And they're willing to stay for me and help me with events and stuff that's not in their job description. Who am I to not do that for you? Especially if I have the means. Like, what the fuck?
I don't knock what you did because I used to be that way. I used to, do this for the people, this or that. Mm-hmm. But the reason why I don't give a damn and go with fear, because nothing hurts more than doing stuff like that and still just, I'm going to say being disappointed, but it's not disappointed because it's like I don't expect everybody to do their best each time, but doing stuff like that and it not being appreciated.
My thing is it was appreciated.
True.
They number one, they told me thank you. They pick, oh, you looked out. Yeah. That's good enough for me. And like, even for me, even if it's not appreciated, like if they don't do nothing else for me ever again, they did it for me in the past. So how am I not going to look out for them? And now they got the extra money. They worked extra hours, so they got extra money. They got overtime or whatever it was. But at the same time, like they literally came out and said, yeah, I only did it because I saw you needed help, or I saw that you needed this. So
I never brought anything into work. So this is going to be based off my Hornets experience. There's plenty of variables why I hated it and why it was hell for me. Plenty, literally anything you can name. I hated it. Employees, management, work culture, work, life in general. Like I hated all of it. But it got to the point of where like I was fighting for my employees on everything. Mm-hmm. I had so it's my manager, and it's her boss. He was like, oversaw the Compass sector of that. So I forgot what the fuck he is. Oh, fat boy. He would talk about the employees like they were animals. Like, you need to contain them. They'll do as you say, and if not, you can tell them to go. But like it would be over simple stuff like, oh, boom, the iPads ain't working. I came to you beforehand to see if there's anything we can do or this and that. No. They're going to use the iPads, or if they don't want to use it, they can go. It's not working. Do you not see that point? Or I will go to my manager and be like,
Before we continue, was he a white guy or a black
white
guy? Well, that's because he's fucking racist.
And so I would go to like my manager sometimes and be like, boom, they're busting their ass, this and that. Sometimes the stuff at the job would not work. And it would require them to do more than what they're already asked of, when sometimes they're doing more than what they're already asked of in the first place. Example, been to Spectrum Center. I feel like Spectrum Center is your normal NBA-sized arena. So think of your any arena. And we're on the suites floor. I oversaw the premium seating, and suites was up there. We divided the floor into half because the bitch is huge. So one half people order drinks, order their stuff, and the other people order the stuff. In a perfect world, there was a separate bar on each side so that each people had, roughly equal amount of space to go to. When we got there, for some odd reason, they shut the bar in the far end down. So the people had to put their orders in on like the left side and come all the way to the right side just to get their drinks. We got over it eventually. We still had to do it in a timely manner. Whenever people complained, the manager would get back to us and was like, why is it taking so long? Because one person is having to do there's not even a great way to do this. Do you want to do a little bit of orders and go get the ones you can carry real fast and bring back? Or do you want to get mass orders? And the more orders that you get, it's longer for the first ones that you do, just so you don't miss nobody and go get them. Or as you keep going back and forth and doing what you can, people feel like they're waiting too long and complaining. Manager did not see any of that. They need to do their jobs. They're doing something. So I'm fighting for this. I'm doing that. And, so now you're telling me that where the order at is down. So now they got to go all the way to the other side just to put in orders and get those drinks and come back and do this and that. Me and John would help them because we were stand-up guy. Like, it's fucked up that y'all have to do this. We're going to try the best that we can. It's bullshit, but we're doing whatever. So, like, the manager's not caring. I bark at her. She gets upset with me. This is the same manager that don't like me for shit now. I'm doing this as I'm fighting for them. But then it got to a point where, it wasn't all of them, but it was damn 80% of them. And the nerve to be like, something to be real with us. You don't really care. Yeah, y'all are just like them. Y'all just looking out for yourselves. You bitches. And it's like, but that's how they truly felt. And this wasn't a one-time thing. They've echoed that to me and John on multiple different occasions.
But all those people have been there before you got there, right?
Yep.
So I'm not saying that how they felt is right, but they probably felt that way because people who came before y'all treated them like that.
Which I'm not denying, but me and John was always, I rule on transparency. I'm not going to sell you stuff. Hope that you buy it. When they ask them something, are the iPads fixed? Shit, they say it is. Why you say it like that? Pretty sure it's going to break during this game. Like, I'm not going to sit here and say, it's going to be fixed all game because it's bullshit. No, it's going to break. Me and John tested it for 2 hours. Broke within our 2 hours. The game is about 3.5. We know it's going to mess up. So, like, I'm always transparent about that. Did you talk to Brittany about it? We talked about it. I don't think it's going to happen. So, like, it was always transparent, but it's just like, God, y'all are really shitting on me, and I'm trying so hard. I'm going out my way to defend y'all. I could kiss up to the boss and look better. But, like, I don't know. Just them turning on me kind of just killed me on the inside. Because it's like, can't even do the right thing in peace. Like, I'm hated by my managers. Kind of hated by the people up under me. What the hell am I even doing this for?
But that's the strife of being the middle manager.
And sometimes sometimes doing the right thing is that. Sometimes doing the right thing is going unloved and being hated for doing it. We always idolize Martin Luther, idolize Malcolm X, this and that. Sometimes it's doing the right thing. They're better men than me. It doesn't make me feel good doing the right thing and being hated. I might as well be hated or feared if they're going to do it anyway. It makes it a lot easier. Make it a lot easier. If I stop looking out for them, that would just feed into more of, see, he didn't do it. Or like, so say like me and John, if we were to stop helping serve drinks, See, we knew who y'all really was. Y'all only was helping when it was convenient for y'all. If we stop, it feeds into the narrative that we don't care. Shit, if I let you know I don't care from the jump, you would never expect it for me to help. And it's like, I am not saying that that's right, but nah, bro, fuck all that. When they turn on you and you've done everything in your power, and it goes for anybody. Your managers could turn on you. You've done everything in your power, to please the manager, to do X, Y, and Z. And damn, if this is the game that we really playing, it's just whatever at this point. I'm not an outwardly ass now at my job, but shit, I'm not gonna sit there and act like I treat them niggas like we cool or whatever. It's you do your job. I'm gonna try to make it easy to do your job, and we're just trying to get out. Nothing more, nothing less. It's not even. I don't even really talk anymore. It's no reason to even really get to know me. We don't need to. Let's just do our jobs. And if you don't want to do your job, you can feel free to go home. It really ain't no skin off my back, and that's just.
But I think number one, I think transparency is that middle ground. You know what I'm saying? Because being transparent can make you hate it. It can, tell people the truth. The truth hurts sometimes, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, like, I think, but also telling people the truth and not bullshitting them can make you loved. Because I think transparency is the perfect way to explain how I manage and how I rule my kitchen. Is like, I'm gonna tell you the truth. If I fuck up, I'm gonna tell you I fucked up. If something's not gonna be right, I'm gonna tell you it's not gonna be right. If I feel like that they're making bad calls, like, hey, I don't think it's the right call, but this is what they want to do. If it doesn't go right, it is what it is.
Most of the time when people are transparent, you also mask the flaws of the people you're being transparent to. Like, I'm not outwardly just gonna, I'm not gonna get on you outwardly for not doing your job. I'm just gonna hint, like, you didn't do this last week, and I want you to do boom. Like, I don't attack you, I don't do this. I just, hey, we need to do, I'm softening the blows. Like, that's what I would do for them. They would fuck up a lot. Hey, can you just do this for me? This and that. Wouldn't accuse them of doing it, just, reinforcing that we need to do this and that.
And I think, but the ultimate that comes back to the parenting of two different kids, two different adults. But like, you should always try the easy. For me, I feel like I always try the easier method first. I'm gonna go with the least conflict first. If that least conflict does not work, then I have to amp up how I address the issue. And if I address the issue to the highest level that it doesn't fix, you're the problem here.
True. I don't know. At work, I think sometimes you got to find out what works for you. In my same example at work, can't be a jackass the whole time. They'll see through that. Might lose employees. I mean, they can move up fast enough for, go somewhere else. It's never. Good example is college coaching. It's appalling to people how much of jackasses college coaches are. And I'm talking complete and utter jackasses. Like, what's his name, Oscar Mayer? Nope, that's me.
Oscar Mayer.
He was the Jaguars head coach. He was a great college coach, Oklahoma coach, but I can't think of it for the Sooners. It was jarring how bad of a coach he was. I'm talking like he would belittle players. He kicked the kicker at one point and just completely he got to the point where everybody in the organization hated him. But people was like, yes, he was doing this in college. But guess what? When you're in college, you're rotating players out at such a fast rate.
They're only there for 4 years at most.
And that's at most. That's if they're just an okay player. The great ones are, in and out in about 2 or 3. So they're rotating so fast, and you already got that fear under that there's never enough time for them to get together and be like,
fuck this guy.
Yeah. but it didn't work at the next level. You got veterans that have been in the league for 8+ years, 9+ years.
Yeah, and they come in. You're not gonna treat me like this, motherfucker.
Even just the power dynamic changed in college. The head coach makes the most money. Don't know how true that is now since the NIL agreement. Don't quote me, but before players get paid, we know they're making nothing, and the coaches was getting paid $10 million a year. But the power dynamic has changed. The players make the money. It's literally, who the fuck are you talking to like that? Like,
And like my thing is like the coach, like without the players, there is no talent on this team. Like I am the team.
mhm.
So who are you to talk to me like you're crazy? Not saying that you can't coach me and discipline me as a coach, but like
Just talking to me like crazy like that. But it also, like, he could still rule in fear, but he never switched up his method. Because also, you're getting kids at 17 and 18. That's roughly the age you go to college. Most of them been taught listening to the coach, or most of them are just in awe of being at this, D1 university. And it's just like, I don't want to speak out because, I want to be a part of, I want to hopefully get drafted and do this or that. No, it changed. We are drafted. I make more money than you. I'm already a star. You can't. I'm a grown man with a whole family. I'm a 26-year-old. I'm not a 17-year-old. So it's like there's different levels to the fear. Most of the time when it get exposed, people won't like it. Quick sidetrack real quickly. Kind of like Draymond Green. Just a new incident. Draymond Green has always been this guy. He's never really been a fighter, but if you look at the niggas who he really tried to get big on, it's niggas that he knew that he probably A, could take, or B, just knew that he could do that rah-rah shit on. It sounds good in practice, and it sounds good in in interviews when people talk about it, but he rules by fear. Walking up to somebody, barking at them and saying, oh, doing whatever. And they go, oh yeah, this is Draymond being Draymond. That's what fear is. He's literally trying to put them in their place. Even when he swung off on Jordan Poole, nobody really cared when it was through words. But when you seen the video, that's kind of fucked up. People said it a day before that he punched him. But hearing it and seeing it is two different.
also he laid him out.
Bro, he literally swung. It's one thing to swing and not care. Because like I swung on homeboys, but like I ain't put my all into it. It was just like, no, he's Superman for like.
He punched the fuck out of Jordan.
And
I was like, damn. And and people like I just saw some people try to defend Draymond like Jordan Poole pushed him first, but like Draymond was in his fucking face.
Jordan Poole pushed him first. Correct. That's a stillable offense to me too. He got in his face first. That's a pushable offense.
This was the logical escalation to the situation. Get the fuck out my face, nigga. Like, that is the logical.
But we know that he's done this a lot, and this video proves. If you don't know anything about him, except for he's played in the NBA a long time, you know that he's done this a lot. And I feel like he hasn't punched a lot of people.
No, I think this is like his first or second
real like fight
altercation,
but you know that he's gotten into people's faces a lot because he felt offended to get shoved. He felt offended that you're gonna push me for barking in your face. And so I've been a bully before. I know the feeling. I know the feeling of picking on somebody when they fight back. You want to fight back? Fight back off of that. And so, like, I can tell he's been doing it a lot. But people admired that. People put Draymond in the Hall of Fame for even though he averages triple single. Man, you know what Draymond brings? He brings this. He brings that. He does this for the team. He does this, and I don't knock it. But this is what he does, and he's got an admiration for it. To my point of the reason why people like you, the same reason that they hate you. He does this in games. He doesn't punch because I think he knows deep down that Jordan Poole looked like a soft nigga. Let's call a spade a spade. That nigga looks soft. He probably got hands, but I can tell he's never been in a fight. Because the second if I would have shoved somebody, boy, I would hit them with something. That would have been.
Or I would at least got ready. You know what I'm saying? I would at least try to. If I push you, I already know that I'm escalating the situation, so I know I have to at least be able to dodge this punch.
And whole time Draymond threw that punch slow as shit whole time because like he got pushed and he started making steps, but then he jumped before he punched. Boy, a lot of niggas can be like, oh, you just making this up. I think I at least would have turned my head. Now, if he would have had a fast second hand, he could have caught me. But I know the first one I would have. But
also, Jordan Poole's probably been altercation with teammates before, and they've never fucking punched them.
That's the point. Like, this is so like kind of unheard of. To do that, especially at the pro level,
especially with your teammate.
Yeah,
you know, we've all seen people fight. You know, in sports, it happens. But your teammate.
But the same reason why people love him. He's a tough guy. He's an enforcer. The same reason why they hate him now. He didn't have to go that far. He didn't have to do that. He goes that far all the time. Remember when he was kicking niggas in the nuts? Like an honest guy, when he was kicking niggas on the nuts on purpose. People defended it. And that's why I say there's no balance. When Draymond was doing all that stuff, it was great. Hell, they loved it when he got in LeBron's face and got suspended until they lost. It was like, damn, Draymond, it cost us the series. Why you get suspended? You loved it in the moment. You loved it when it benefited you. But the second thing took a turn for the worse. It's fuck that. Why you do? Draymond's a perfect example of this. I expect for him to do this. And it was some sucker shit. He's always been a sucker to me. Yeah, it does not surprise me that he did it. It surprised me how the day before, and I know you've seen the reports the day before, people was on his side more the day before. Like, oh yeah, everybody does this in practice. It's this or that.
Out of context, doesn't sound as bad because teammates getting into arguments or whatever is somewhat normal.
Reading everything and literally everything I read, it literally matched it. It was some stuff. They got in. This is where they tried to let Draymond off the hook. They said they got into each other's face. False. Draymond got into his face. Poole shoved him. And then Draymond swung back. And then they also said the reason why he got pissed is because Jordan Poole said triple single to him. And the only reason he must have said this is because he was already talking. So I'm not saying Draymond's always is immediately at fault here. But the second I read swung at him. You swung at him? Like being that you swung at that nigga at practice? Now, I did not think that he swung with so much might like he did. But I'm not even going to hold you in the back of my... We had a policy when we used to fight or whatever. Don't punch me. Don't punch me. Like, we can wrestle all we want. If you punch me, it's going to go left. You know that's what we used to say to each other. I think me and Quan went overboard once. When one of us he hit me. Like, it was...
That sounds right.
He didn't hit me hard. But it was so jarring when he hit me. Bitch, did you punch me? And it just went sideways. Like, that... Reading it was already too far for me, bro. Wouldn't have been me. It makes sense to me why Jordan Poole didn't fight back. But when I read it, wouldn't have been me. I would have fought back at him. I thought he swung and missed. They said he swung. I don't remember if saying they connected. But Jordan Poole finished practice. Shit, if that nigga healthy enough to finish practice, he was healthy enough to fight that nigga. Would not have been me. It would not have been me. How I would have got that nigga heading to the locker room or something. But you got to send both of us home. I'm not. But watching the video, he got clean.
He got clean.
That's why it was an altercation. He hit him good. And so, prime example of, boom, Draymond always does this, but now his career is kind of in jeopardy. Not because of this. Well, this is not the only contributing factor. One, because he's had a history of doing whatever the hell he wants when the Warriors try to stop him. Two, he's older, so he's not as effective. If he was 24, 25, he would get away scot-free. Still might get away scot-free, but like they suspended him. He's taking a leave of absence. He's not there. He's apologized. And so And I don't know when he apologized. I saw the apology after the clip. I don't know if he apologized before, but in a bubble, if he apologized after the clip,
He's saving face.
that's what. Oh, so it wasn't a sorry offense before the clip came out. And truthfully, niggas are mad that the clip came out. I don't know what to be mad about.
Yeah, I mean,
He shouldn't have done it. He should have been mad that he did it. like it goes to don't shoot the messenger. How you mad at the nigga for showing the clip instead of the nigga that did the action?
the clip up. You know what I'm saying? What are we talking about here?
And so this was a brief segment off. It'll be a good little soundbite, but it does match the theme of why I believe. And don't get me wrong, it's a hard choice. I think it's a 51-49 split. But I think being feared will have you with least disappointment in the end. Because they're going to feel about you the way they feel about you. Love always turns to jealousy, hate, and then envy, and then it goes sideways. Hell, when you're feared, they just going to hate you and then do what. And this is my philosophy in life. This isn't the first time I said it. If it's going to lead to disaster anyway, shit, you might as well have some fun. You might as well. If this relationship isn't built to last, I might as well enjoy it while I can. Like,
Yeah.
that's how dating is. That's what dating is in general. Going with a bunch of wrong people till you kind of find the right one. But if it's wrong and we having fun, why bust it up now? It's going to end on its own. I know it's going to end on its own, so we might as well just stay the course. Get off on the exit that we're destined to get off on.
Okay. I guess my closing statement is transparency. I think that's the best way to, in relationships, in parenting, and in management. I think transparency is key. I was talking. We actually went out to dinner with the older couple last night, me and the missus, and that was their biggest thing about success in a relationship is transparency and talking. And they made it this far. They're like 40 years in or something like that. I think 30 some change. So close. And if it works specifically in relationships, if that worked for them to get them this far, and I know that they've had their ups and downs and disagreements and this and that, it's gonna work for me. So
Nice closing statement. Mine's is just roll the office clip. And that'll be how I feel about it. I don't know what his name, Steve. That's the nigga name in the show. I don't give a damn. Tell Steve Carell office. Roll the clip. And that's how I feel.
Cut that in.
This was a great topic. And like always, be sure to like, comment, and subscribe. Be on the lookout. We have merch coming soon. Don't know how soon, but
yeah, we got designs back, so we're working on that now. So
we in the process. Before the end of the year, it will be DNA Podcast merch. So be on the lookout.
Yeah.